What's that school rule you hated the most? Our school had this zero tolerance policy on chewing gum. Anyone caught got automatic detention, and you had to scrape gum off every desk in the building. The principal acted like gum was some kind of gateway drug. She'd literally stop assemblies to lecture us about the dangers of chewing gum, how it destroys property, ruins the environment, shows disrespect. Even our student athletes got benched for a week if they got caught. I kept my head down and followed the rules, until the day I got detention for something I didn't even do. Mrs. Henderson swore she saw me spit gum into the water fountain, but I hadn't chewed gum in years. I was literally eating an apple when she grabbed me. She didn't care. She said I must have swallowed it real quick. 3 hours scraping dried gum while everyone else went home. That's when I noticed something weird in the teacher's lounge. Through the window, I saw Mrs. Henderson herself, chewing gum, blowing a bubble, then sticking it under her desk when another teacher walked in. The same woman who gave me detention was breaking her own rule. I took a quick photo with my phone, but I didn't do anything with it yet. Over the next 2 weeks, I watched carefully. Turns out half the teachers chewed gum. They had a whole stash in the lounge, even had those fancy imported brands. Meanwhile, they kept giving kids detention for the same thing. My friend Jake got suspended for 3 days because they found a gum wrapper in his backpack. Not even gum, just the wrapper. I started taking more photos. Teachers chewing gum during class when students weren't looking. The assistant principal with a whole pack on his desk. Even caught the janitor selling gum to teachers for $5 a pack. Then I found the jackpot, an old memo from 5 years ago. Turns out the principal's husband owned a cleaning supply company, the same company that got paid thousands every month to clean gum off desks. The senior prank day was coming up. Everyone expected the usual stuff, toilet paper in trees or chickens in hallways. But me and my friend Maria had a different idea. We stayed after school for chess club. Then we snuck back into the building through the gym door that never locked properly. We didn't vandalize anything. We just placed one piece of gum under every single teacher's desk, every chair in the faculty lounge, the principal's office, even the sacred conference room where they held board meetings. But here's the genius part. It wasn't regular gum. It was that super sticky bubble gum that turns black and impossible to remove after a few hours. The next morning, we waited outside, acting normal. Teachers started arriving. Everything seemed fine. Then around 9 a.m., we heard the first scream. Mrs. Henderson's dress was stuck to her chair. The math teacher couldn't get his briefcase off his desk. The principal's expensive leather chair was completely ruined. They called an emergency assembly. The principal was red-faced, shouting about respect and consequences. She said whoever did this would be expelled immediately. Then she made a mistake. She said, "This is why we don't allow gum. Look what happens." But I raised my hand and said, "Actually, that gum came from the teacher's lounge." Everyone turned to stare. I pulled out my phone and showed the photos. Teachers chewing gum, the memo about the cleaning company, even a video of Mrs. Henderson blowing bubbles during detention duty. The principal tried to grab my phone, but I'd already sent everything to the student newspaper email. By lunch, it was chaos. Parents were calling asking why their kids got detention for something teachers did daily. The school board launched an investigation. Local news picked up the story. School's gum scandal exposed by student sting operation. The principal got transferred to another district. Mrs. Henderson took early retirement. The gum rule officially removed the next week. They installed hand sanitizer stations instead and called it a health upgrade. My 3-hour detention was wiped from my record. The best part? The cleaning supply contract was canceled. Saved the school $30,000 a year. They used the money to buy new computers for the library. And Jake, he got his suspension removed and a written apology. Some kids called me a legend. Others said I went too far. But every time I see someone freely chewing gum in those halls, I remember that sometimes the best way to change a stupid rule is to make the people who created it follow it themselves. They never did figure out who helped me that night. Maria graduated with honors and never said a word. We still laugh about it sometimes. She became a lawyer. I went into journalism, and we both still chew gum wherever we want.